folks, I've always wanted to start my own podcast, but I guess like every ordinary trainee, I have procrastinated for a long time, and I'm just gonna take my friend's advice and jump out here and just start talking on this microphone. I want to thank my friend Corey for encouraging me to get us going, to start to put this in action. I also want to thank my brother who has done the same, who has always been telling me, I need to start to make some progress and get this podcast going. So here I am today. I'm going to try and start this podcast now, and I chose podcast because I realize it's an easy way to reach a large audience who can listen to my point of view and probably share in my point of view and my experiences at their own leisure. Sometimes people have a lot of time on their way to work and they can just put on a podcast and just listen. I don't want to go too long in my podcast. I want to launch my podcast like every Monday. That's what I hope to do every Monday. I want to go like between 25 and 30 minutes. I really don't want to go that long because, like I said, I think it's a good way to reach you guys when you're on your way to work or when you're at home on evenings, and it's not going to take up a significant period of time. You could probably listen to it at one go. So that's what I'm hoping for. I also want to invite you guys to provide me with some feedback. Let me know what I can do to get everything right. This is my first go at this. I set up this email, Brian Heeraman podcast at gmail.com. Maybe you can reach out to me and let me know what I can do different. Okay, so first of all, I want to say I'm a free speech believer. I think it's foolish for us to act as though if our point of view is always right and the other guy's point of view is always wrong. I don't think that's a very sensible approach to doing anything. I think people would say stupid things at some point in time sometimes, and I also think that they have their right to say whatever stupid things that they want to say. That's part of free speech in my mind. You know, society, individuals react to what people say differently, within the context of the law, of course. Some people like to do boycotts, hurt where they're spending their money so that the message comes across. And I think if that's how people want to respond to stupid people behavior, that's fine. But I don't think it's right to try and block people from saying their point of view. In that context, the United States First Amendment prevents their Congress from passing any laws limiting free speech. And I admire something like that. If you look, for example, in Trinidad and Tobago, free speech is limited to the sense that obscene language is not allowed. And when you look at that whole aspect of obscene language law, it leads to more problems than anything else. Because the first thing you see a police officer arrest somebody from, they charge them for obscene language and resisting arrest. Why are you resisting arrest? Because the police officer wants to arrest you for using obscene language. If the law of obscene language wasn't there, then there would be no reason to arrest you. These simple ways of free speech will help the entire judicial system by reducing the number of cases pending. Officers always want to arrest somebody for obscene language and resisting arrest. Resisting arrest comes about from using obscene language. If there's not a problem with obscene language, then there would be no resisting arrest. But some people are so thin-skinned that they demand respect instead of allowing respect to be earned. Which brings me to a whole different point as regards to our Commissioner of Police. I've seen on YouTube and WhatsApp videos that were sent to me that I've seen these young men who during the quarantine period broke some regulation, and the police, God knows how they find them because they can't find anybody, but I don't know, the police find these young men. Sometimes they find them in Macreep and you see them arresting them and putting them to bow down and shouting out, "Sorry, Gary Griffith, the Commissioner of Police, Really? Forcing young people to apologize to Gary Griffith for insulting him or whatnot? Is that what we want for our free society? I mean, this is Saudi Arabia. Is there some sort of king in the mix that we don't know about? This is not what we want for our democracy. It's not right. This has to be some sort of abuse of police powers or something like that. It doesn't make sense. This if I want to be able to say something mean against the commissioner of police for whatever reason, stupid or not, I should be able to say that. And why should the commissioner of police be so thin-skinned that he finds it's the biggest issue that you're going to find, run down these little boys and arrest them? I mean, that is not right. It's not right. And have you all ever realized that every time Gary Griffith proposes some sort of new legislation to reduce crime, it entails reducing rights, freedom, and liberties of all law-abiding citizens, not just the criminals, law-abiding citizens in general. I mean, what percentage of of citizens on a whole in Trinidad and Tobago are deemed to be involved in serious crimes? And I say serious crimes in the sense that I want to specifically look at murder, gangs, that kind of thing. What percentage do they really believe is involved in that? That warrants the reduction in everyone's rights. Trinidad and Tobago could fit in New York 24 times at least. Yeah, I checked it 24 times. And you want to remove rights from everybody for what is a small percentage of the population involved in delinquency. That can't be right. That something has to be wrong with that. And if Trinidad and Tobago is so small and Commissioner Griffith is a super crime fighter, he said it, then how can't he get a control on this small delinquency? I watched the protest in Tong that was taking place recently and I saw police officers launching tear gas at people. Is that what Trinidad and Tobago has come to? I saw the men marching on Port of Spain streets and obviously they were up to no good, but launching tear gas at citizens just like that, really? Just to tell them to go back home? Really? Is that how you want to control people? I'm not sure if that's what I want to see Trinidad and Tobago become. The police service needs a manager, someone to manage the troops. And that is not what Commissioner Griffith has given the officers. Commissioner Griffith wants to be on TV. He wants to be in these camouflage uniform with this big gun, this Randolph Burroughs style of managing the service. It's not this time period. It's that time period is long gone and I think someone needs to tell this commissioner that. But he doesn't seem to understand that. You look at him speaking on TV, his mannerism, the way he communicates. When he speaks on TV, he's not speaking just to criminals, he's communicating to all citizens, law abiding and not. Is that the way you want to talk to law abiding citizens, calling people cockroaches? I don't think so. I don't think it's the right approach. I look at how he has Inspector Alexander on TV, even from the inception, how Inspector Alexander used to operate. It's not. It's like they are the new gang leaders, and Trinidad and Tobago is now the ones that have to be fearful of them. It can't keep operating like that. It's just not what free society is all about. I think we far reaching the point. If not, we have reached the point where if the solution is worse than the problem, then it's not the solution. And I think Gary Griffith is fast approaching a point whereby he's not the solution for crime. And therefore, he needs to do the honorable thing. That's what I have to say on free speech with regards to everything. I'm a firm believer in free speech. I just think it's only via debates that we can solve real issues. We can't force people to stop speaking. That does not help. So, I want to talk something about now about the World Health Organization. Do you all know that the World Health Organization was formed in 1948 to help reduce serious viruses and disease and to put measures and procedures in place to combat such outbreaks? Yeah, that's what they were formed to do. But look at COVID-19. Look what happened with COVID-19. The third quarter of last year, the World Health Organization knew about the existence of COVID 19, the epicenter of which was in Wuhan province, China. Yet the World Health Organization worked with China to what appears to be to cover up the true nature of this plague. Yeah, it's amazing what happened with that. The organization has become so China centric that while China was preventing its own citizens from leaving Wuhan province to enter mainland Beijing, capital of China, they were allowing Wuhan citizens to go all over the world, Europe, America, and the World Health Organization was telling the European Union, America, no, travel bans are not needed. Everything is fine, everything is good. But they knew fully well what was going on. This virus could have been contained and possibly even stopped in China if the World Health Organization wasn't so China centric, if it wasn't so subservient to China. They were playing by China rules. That's what they were doing. I mean, can you imagine an organization that its main purpose is to ensure pandemics are contained, playing games with the world? And what's even more confusing to me is that China only gives the World Health Organization like 45 million US a year. Yet they feel as though they need to take instruction from China. The United States give the World Health Organization $450 million to $500 million a year. That's like 22% of the World Health Organization budget. Obviously now, given everything that's happened, the World Health Organization will never see a cent of that money since Trump administration has now decided how they're going to stop funding. They're not going to give the World Health Organization any money. But beyond that, it gets even worse. They have now decided how they're going to pull out of the World Health Organization completely. So $450 million less a year. The significant impact that's going to have on that operation. They're going to be unable to sustain and fund much needed programs, not just in the Caribbean, but in Africa and all over the world, just because of their lack of foresight. How can anyone trust the World Health Organization after what has happened? Whenever I hear about the World Health Organization and when people like just talk about the World Health Organization guidelines, I sometimes wonder, these guidelines, did they pass it through China? Did China approve these guidelines? I mean, since everything else has to go through China when it comes to the World Health Organization, did you pass the guidelines? Should I take the World Health Organization guidelines serious anymore? How can anyone take the guidelines serious anymore? And all of this happened under Director General Dr. Tedros. Under his stewardship, under his leadership, the World Health Organization has reached this point, this abyss. And I think it's time for him to consider if he wants the legacy of the World Health Organization to be one of failure or continued success. If he does not remove himself from the picture, then there's no way a Trump administration is going to return funding to them. They want changes at the top of the World Health Organization, and that includes the Director General. He has to remove himself from the picture in order for funding to be returned. If he cares about the World Health Organization, he would step down. He would find some way to ensure that the mission of the World Health Organization, that the good work that the World Health Organization has done over the years is continued. But given everything that I've seen so far, I see that how selfishness is playing its course, the need for a big job is playing its course, and I don't see him stepping down anytime. He's probably hoping that some country is going to cough up 450 million US. If he's looking for a European country to help with that, good luck. They can't even pay the 2% for NATO. China is more focused on everything else but the World Health Organization. They have a new virus coming out practically every month. So I don't think it's good looking out for them. So World Health Organization, they need to step up. Dr. Tedros needs to recognize that the mistakes were made and it's time to move forward. On another topic now, Guyana 2020 elections. Oh, the Christmas gift that never stops giving. The Guyana elections. Held on March 2nd, 2020, and no results up at this point in time. Wait, let me rephrase that. No legitimate results given out by the Guyana Electoral Commission at this point in time. They are legitimate results. They just haven't been reported by the Guyana Electoral Commission, GCOM. Can you imagine? It's been over 120 days that these people have had the election, and yet they have no government in place yet. They have everything else. They have disenfranchised voters to the tune of 115,000 people. They have a supervised recount, but no results. So here's the story of this. After the election, Guyana Electoral Commission had a recount, a supervised recount, including CARICOM present at that recount, of which the clear winner was the People's Progressive Party, and those results were approved by the Guyana Electoral Commission. The chairman of the Guyana Electoral Commission went and told the CEO of GCOM to produce results in accordance with the recount results. Well, that triggered a new wave of a new storm. Because the CEO now went to the High Court in Guyana, or the Court of Appeal, I believe it was, and asked for a declaration of what more votes meant. Yeah, yeah. It takes a rocket science to tell you what more votes mean. So obviously, the court said that more votes meant more legitimate votes. So this CEO now decided upon himself that, oh, you know what, I am going to decide what more votes, what considers legitimate votes. And he disenfranchised 115,000 votes that he had initially approved as being fine in the recount, which then puts the ruling government back into power, of course. But how in God's name did this guy decide which 115,000 votes he's going to throw out? We have joint statements from the Ambassador of the United States, the British High Commissioner, the Canadian High Commissioner, the European Union, the Assistant Secretary of the United States of the Department of Bureau of Western Hemispheres, the OAS. Everybody is expecting and has called for the respect of the will of the people of Guyana. But not for the CEO of the Guyana Electoral Commission. He's playing by his own rules, whatever those rules are. OAS observers were present for the tabulation of the recount. Nope. That's not going to change this guy's mind. The CARICOM chair, Miss Mia Motley, even she has said on what grounds and by what form of executive fiat. This is what she's saying, that this Guyana CEO for GCOM has decided he will disenfranchise all of his votes, even one vote. How? You can't make this stuff up. This is just going on. I mean, like every single day pass, the story gets more and more interesting, more and more intriguing. And as Guyana continues to sink, one cannot help but wonder, how is this book going to be ended? When is the last chapter going to be written for the Guyana, for the people of Guyana? It's crazy. So those are just some of the points I wanted to bring up in this first podcast. Sorry. Um, I'm gonna be doing more podcasts. Every Monday, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a podcast. I definitely want to be start talking about more local issues as it relates to this Venezuela oil crisis. I heard on the first FUBA for this political season has started with regards to taxing. Some people believe that we should live in some sort of socialist utopia where everything is hunky dory. Government pays for everything. They pay for everything. We just tax the law-abiding citizens, law tax citizens, and they will fund it. I, for one, believe that tax dollars is best spent by me, no one else. So I want to end on this note by saying that how you may not agree with everything that I have to say, but having a different view is a good thing. Having a different standard is not a good thing. And that's what we need to recognize. If something is wrong, it's wrong. And if something is right, it's right. Diversity is a good thing, duplicity is not a good thing. We have to recognize that we need to let people have their say, have their point of view, and move on from there. Just let people be who they are. Let them show themselves for what they are. So I want to end on that note, and I want to invite you all to stay tuned for my next podcast. Like I said, I'm going to talk about this whole Venezuelan fuel gate stuff that's going on and other issues that come forward. So stay tuned, guys.